Learn English prepositions with Jennifer. Let's review before we try an exercise. We use in with longer periods of time, such as years, months, seasons. We use on with shorter periods of time, such as days, holidays, and dates. We use at with very specific times, like times of the day or the start or end of an event. The tricky thing is that there can be overlap. For example, we use in with periods of time, in my childhood, in history class. However, during can also be used with periods of time, during the Middle Ages, all during class. During, though, can refer to an entire period. During actually has two uses. It can refer to an entire period or at some time within a period. For example, the principal made an announcement during class. Now, if during refers to an entire period, we have to recall one more preposition with a similar use, throughout. An example, the eager students asked questions throughout class. Throughout really emphasizes the entire period, from beginning to end. We've been talking about periods of time, so which preposition could we use with weekend? In American English, there are two common choices. We often talk about what we do, or things that happen, on the weekend or over the weekend. We say, I'm going out with my friends on the weekend. On simply answers the question, when. One might also say, I have to write a report over the weekend. Over also answers the question, when, but this emphasizes that you need the whole period to do something. You won't finish before the end of that period. Be sure not to confuse two different ways we use the preposition over. Over can also mean more than a certain amount. For example, it took me over 3 days to finish that report. It took me more than 3 days. Another preposition with more than one use is in. The focus so far has been on periods of time. We can say, in the month of February, we have 3 holidays. I told you that we use in with longer periods of time. In the month of February is closest in meaning to during the month of February. What if I say, I'll be home in 10 minutes? Does in have the meaning of during? No. And the period of time here is much shorter, 10 minutes. I can use in with any amount of time, a short period or a long period. In can have the meaning of after. So after 10 minutes, I'll be home, when that period of time ends. I know the different uses and the overlap can be confusing. My advice, to help you remember, is to study the patterns I've shown you, like in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. And study key examples, like, I'll be home in 10 minutes.
Let's try an exercise to review the 6 prepositions of time that we've looked at.
Complete the questions with the correct prepositions. 1. Read the sentence to yourself, and then I'll tell you the answer. Answer: I don't usually receive many phone calls in the evening. 2. At about 7 o'clock on Monday evening, I got a call from a TV network. 3. I had won a contest to have dinner with a famous actress. She'd meet with me on Wednesday. 4. Over the next 2 days, my excitement grew. 5. Finally, I was sitting across from a celebrity at an upscale restaurant. In the beginning, I was a bit shy. 6. We talked about life and career choices over a leisurely dinner. 7. During our meal, a few people came up to our table to ask the actress for her autograph. 8. The whole experience seemed a little unreal. Throughout the meal, I had to remind myself it wasn't a dream. 9. We got stuck in traffic on the ride home in her limousine, so at the end of the long drive, I thanked the actress for giving me so much of her time. Ten. We arrived home just in time for me to say good night to my children and tell them a little about my magical evening. The story in the exercise is one that I made up because it's fun to imagine things sometimes, isn't it? Now it's your turn. Who would you like to have dinner with? What would you talk about over dinner?
That's all for now. Thanks for watching and happy studies.